So the Obamas are so excited about a Joe Biden presidency that there was a glaring omission from Michelle Obama's widely lauded speech last night. The media loved it, but there was a big omission. The media, of course, they loved it. It was Michelle Obama. No matter what she said, they would have loved it. She could have read word for word from a 1940s poetry book and would have been like, it's the greatest thing ever. But did you notice Kamala Harris's name didn't come up? Why? All right, so last night was opening night of the disastrous Democratic National Convention. What a joke. I mean, what a total mess. This thing, I'm sorry, it was a disaster. Even partisan political commentators, but who give pretty sober analysis. I don't want to say like non-passionate, but guys like Guy Benson on Fox, who's a Republican, but Guy doesn't get into like a lot of hysterics and theatrics. He's a pretty sober analyst. I saw him on Fox and was it Fox and Friends or the news show this morning, and he was like, listen, it was just kind of like a bust. Like the energy's low. And listen, to be fair, it's kind of hard to do a convention without a convention. I mean, everything was done, looked like a big Zoom conference. So it was bad. But there's a real benefit here to the Republicans going second. And that's that they're going to be able to see this new convention. It's like a Zoom convention because there's no in-person or relatively few in-person activities. And they're going to be able to correct the mistakes. The energy was low. I'm a partisan here, so I'm not even trying to be objective. But if I was trying, it was just a bad performance. The speeches were dull. They were dopey. You had total losers like John Kasich, fake Republican, former governor of Ohio and congressman. John Kasich, who was... you're like, Republican, Dan? It was a Democratic National Convention. Kasich, who's a total loser, who is never, seriously, he's one of the most unlike guys in Republican politics. Kasich got blown out by Trump in the Republican primary when he was running for president, never got over it. So he decided to give some dopey speech last night about, we're at a crossroads. And Joe, very clever, he was standing at a crossroad in a road when he did it. I'm not kidding. I'm not even going to show you. His speech was so stupid. He was literally on the road. And I go, look, I'm at a crossroad. Camera, crossroad. There's a genius, bold, decisive at a crossroad. So Kasich was given, we're at a crossroads, don't vote for Donald Trump. But here was John Kasich at the Republican National Convention years ago, talking about the guy he supposedly now loves, Joe Biden. Check this short one out. This is great.
But Joe Biden told me that he was a good golfer. And I played golf with Joe Biden. I can tell you that's not true, as well as all the other things that he says.
Did the Dipsy do? Did the Flipperooski? You know the Dipsy do Flipperooski? Yeah. 180, 520, 740, 980, whatever. K6, this guy's a total fraud. And what I don't get about this is having a bunch of Republican swamp rats, Meg Whitman, Christy Todd Whitman, John Kasich, Susan Molinari, a bunch of deep Republican swamp rats who have been swimming in the Republican DC swamp or local political swamp forever. Speaking at the Democrat convention against Donald Trump. Serious question, Joe. How does this hurt Trump, who's constantly running as outside of the traditional two-party model? He is. He's run a largely populist campaign, which some things I disagree with, a lot I do. But he's running as I am not a subject of this two-party model that's failed you for decades. Is he not? Is that not Trump's theme? Mm-hmm. Is that right? I'm not missing this, right, Joe? As a normal everyday voter who, yeah. I mean, I know you're into this.
Not a politician, yeah.
Right. That's always been. So how does this? I really don't get how John Kasich thinks he's not making Trump's point. Let's trot out a bunch of Republican swamp rats at the Democrat National Convention to speak out against Trump and endorse Biden. We got him now. Good one. And let's trot out the guy. Put him at a cross. Joe, he's at a crossroad. He's at an actual road that has a crossroad in it. Joe, crossroad. He's at a crossroad. Put him at a crossroad because it's so clever. And let's hope everybody forgets the video of John Kasich calling Joe Biden a big liar at the last convention. Let's forget that. All right, let's go to this one. Such a clown show. Really was.
Sorry, dude.
I know. I'm not objective. I'm seriously like trying a little bit. And it was so boring. And I'm a political commentator. I couldn't watch it. And then Eva Longoria, the Hollywood crowd comes out. Yeah, we're going to all vote Democrat. It's so wonderful. this is like 2016 all over again. Don't visit any of the swing states, trot out the Hollywood crowd, bore people to death, and call everybody a racist. That worked out very well for the Democrats in 2016. So here's Michelle Obama. I want you to listen to just a quick clip here because the media loves it. Transformative, epic, otherworldly, godlike figure, small g, Michelle Obama. The media is going crazy. The speech seriously was boring. It had a couple of high notes in it. It was boring. It was just boring. There was nothing epic about it, but the media loves it because it's Michelle Obama. Doing my due diligence, here's a short clip. I'm sorry to subject you to this, but I want you to know you're not going to hear any mention of Kamala Harris in this short clip, and you're not going to hear a mention of Kamala Harris anywhere in Michelle Obama's speech if you go back and listen to the whole thing. I'm going to explain to you why in a minute. Remember, they're so excited, Joe. They're so excited about Biden.
Yeah.
Everyone. John Kasich. Joe, he was at a crossroad, at an actual crossroad. Did you catch that? So clever.
Yes. That's way above me, man.
At a cross. Me too. Me too. We couldn't even. It was so brilliant. It took me a minute. It was so brilliant. I didn't even get the symbol. And I was like, wow, so symbolic. So they're so excited, Kasich and Michelle Obama, about Biden that she did this. Check this out.
You know, Joe, he is a profoundly decent man, guided by faith. He was a terrific vice president. He knows what it takes to rescue an economy, beat back a pandemic, and lead our country. And he listens. He will tell the truth and trust science. He will make smart plans and manage a good team. And he will govern as someone who's lived a life that the rest of us can recognize.
What? That was my own Muttley. What?
It was good.
What? That was almost sounded like Muttley there. Do you have Muttley? How does that Muttley compare to my Muttley?
Let's see. Where's Muttley? Here we go.
Pretty close. That was pretty close. Well, no. That was funny. No. That was, she hates Muttley, Paula. Paula hates Muttley. This is a big controversy on my show for years. Many of you older listeners know Paula hates Muttley like there's no tomorrow. That actually sounded like a Muttley. So let's break that 30-second clip down because I can't subject you to any more of the absurdities, okay? The speech was it was boring, and I'm not going to lose my audience. But just a couple things. Joe's a man of faith. He is. I'm just curious. Listen, I'm a sinner like all of us are, but a man of faith who supports late-term abortion. I'm just checking. I don't know where that is in the Catholic Christian faith doctrine. He claims to be a man of faith. I'm just checking. I don't remember that one in church last weekend. Yeah, pretty sure that wasn't there. So I think we can scrap the man of faith. He is a man who will seek out a quick buck for him and his family, though, as you can tell by Hunter Biden's sweetheart deals and other family members who've gotten sweetheart deals in foreign countries, many of whom are enemies of the United States. He has faith in the almighty dollar. That Joe definitely has faith. Now, faith in a higher being, a capital G God, I'm not so sure about, given that he doesn't really practice anything he preaches. Second point she makes, which is on a hilarity scale, a 9.72 out of 10. Joe Biden knows how to rescue the economy. He knows how to rescue his economy by getting his son sweetheart deals in China, sweetheart deals in Ukraine, having prosecutors looking into the sweetheart deals fired. He definitely knows how to rescue his own personal economic situation. How to rescue an economy? Did Michelle Obama forget that her husband, in conjunction with the hapless Joe Biden, were in charge when the worst recovery based on GDP growth, the standard metric for an economy in American history, happened from a recession? The worst recovery from a recession in American history was her husband and Joe Biden. He knows how to rescue an economy, his own. Knows how to rescue an economy. Where did she get that? Who wrote that dopey line for her? Even worse. He knows how to respond to a pandemic. You mean when they blew it on the Ebola crisis and during the H1N1 crisis, when he was yanked off the stage for giving a speech where he told everybody not to get on planes and the Obama administration freaked out on him? You mean that one? Or you mean the one where they depleted all the personal protective equipment and never replaced it and handed Trump a bunch of empty coffers with no face masks to respond? You mean that one? Of course, Michelle Obama knows the media is going to celebrate her speech, so she can lie about Biden all she wants because no one's actually going to fact check her, especially like, Facebook and the other fact checkers. Finally, he listens. He listens to it, and he tells the truth. He listens to that. That's hilarious. He tells the truth. You mean this is the guy who plagiarized Neil Kinnock's speech, who told you he graduated at the top of his class despite being at the bottom of his class? The guy who said what? He had 2 degrees. He did not have 2 degrees. I'd play that Media Research Center clip again, but we've burned it so many times. I think it's losing its luster. Joe Biden never tells the truth about anything. Joe Biden now is incapable of telling the truth because he doesn't remember what the truth is or what he said 5 minutes ago. So he can't repeat what he said 5 minutes ago because he doesn't remember. Now, before I move on, the final portion of this. Why did she not mention Kamala Harris? It is Joe Biden's selection for the vice presidential candidate here on the Democratic ticket. Why not mention her? Kamala Harris is a friend of the Obama family. Well, I'm hearing it happened because Michelle Obama taped the speech before Kamala Harris was selected. So they love Uncle Joe, Lunch Bucket Joe, Scranton Kid, the Scranton Kid, like an old boxer name. Maybe he's an MMA guy. He'll come into the ring. He's a big guard player in MMA. Just Scranton Kid Joe Biden. They love him so much that they taped it and didn't even bother to recut it after Kamala Harris was picked. Don't interrupt my yoga schedule. Michelle Obama's like, man, listen, hold on. Let me check my schedule. Let me go to my calendar here. Calendar app, yeah, pulling that up. Let me see. Do I have an open day? No. Let me scroll through. No, sorry, guys. I can fit you in on Tuesday at between 2:30 and 2:45. Send a camera crew to my house. Hey, we picked Kamala Harris. Can you recut a line or two? Maybe wear the same. No. I'm not even going to bother to do that. I don't want you to get into my busy coffee clot schedule. I got an appointment over there with my friends at Starbucks. This is how much they love the Scranton Kid, Joe. The Scranton Kid. This is how much they love Joe Biden, who's honest and listens and is great on the economy and is Captain Pandemic response. That's how much they love him.